Hala Kingdom was a 6th century Hala state centered around what is in present-day eastern Ethiopia. The kingdom had trading relations with the Ayyubid and Tang dynasties. It also established its own currency and calendar. The kingdom was mentioned in Ethiopian accounts during the reign of Emperor Amda-Seyon in the 14th century. Available information has shown that Hala Kingdom was succeeded by Hara city-state in the 16th century. Recent excavations indicated consumption of wild pigs were prevalent in Hala Kingdom as opposed to in neighboring kingdom of Aksum. The excavations were done by the Institute of Arab and Islamic Studies of the University of Exeter. As part of becoming Muslim project at the urban site of Hala in 2017 to 2019, Hara in 2014 to 2018, and Ganda Hala 2014, located in the eastern part of Ethiopia. Substantial assemblages of faunal remains were recovered over the periods. The Hala archaeological site was located 40 km northwest of Hara and 15 km southeast of Dawa, and was the Hala stone-built towns and funerary monuments whose origins were ascribed by the Oromo people to a legendary ancient race of giants who occupied the region prior to the arrival of the Oromo in mid-16th century. Hala was a large urban center covering an area of around 500 meters east to west and 900 meters north to south, excluding outlying cemeteries. It was composed of several elements, including a central settlement area, workshops, 3 early mosques, wells, lengths of fortification wall, and cemeteries to the north, east, and west. Hala predates both Hara and Ganda Hala and provided the longest chronology with dates spanning between the mid-6th and early 15th century. The Hara site was situated in the Hara Plateau in a more heavily vegetated landscape, having an area of 1,000 by 800 meters, and at its core, the historic city of Hara, which was surrounded by a wall and was also accessed by 5 gates. The excavations indicated that occupation in Hara postdated the 15th century and that the city and its mosques were linked with the establishment of Hara as the capital of the Sultanate of Ada. The Ganda Hala was an abandoned settlement located 12.5 kilometers southeast of Hara on a hill west of the village of Sofi, and was also linked with the Hala in local tradition. Historically, the zooarchaeological data indicated the inhabitants were hunters of wild animals in open terrain and scrub hillsides, with the exception of Corvus Cop, which were more commonly found at lower elevations, such as in valleys and riverine grasslands. The locals also domesticated animals such as cattle, goats, sheep, and transport livestock such as donkey, horse, and camel. The excavations also uncovered significant evidence for manufacturing and participation in regional and international Red Sea and Western Indian Ocean trade networks. Also, studies show that the inhabitants' use of heavy knives and carcass dismemberments indicated that they had cultural commonalities with the Islamic world of Arabia, Anatolia, Mesopotamia, Levant, and Iberia, despite the lack of butchery discussions in zoo archaeological literature from the Islamic world and their non-observance of Islamic dietary laws. The Hala made a living in the gold and silver mines. Strong evidence suggests that during the Oromo migrations, the remaining Hala retreated behind the walls of Hara and were able to survive culturally.